Hello guys, this is Dr. Lior Barel. I just finished making a 3D helmet for Iron Man. I'm going to be rigging it up and everything. Be sure to check in on that. I'm going to show you guys how to do it step by step and everything in a video. Once I get the mechanics down, I want to put the motors and the eyes in there, and I might be doing an auction for a charity. Not sure yet, but thinking of cystic fibrosis. If not, it'll be something with St. Jude Hospital, which I always encourage people to, give charity to these organizations, to any organization, really. I mean, even though I know they take a majority chunk for themselves, and I usually like going outside, handing people food outside in, in my neighborhood or whatever, but it's always good to give, because even if a little percentage goes, as much as I hate it, I wish everything would go, but if a little percentage goes, it could go a long way, really. Anyway, so let's talk about this. Now, the major thing, I'm getting a lot of people contacting me and telling me, Lior, what is the best thing to do? Should we just get, digital copies, or should we get digital copies, or, even though this game sucks, but digital copies, or should we get downloadable versions of the game? Now, here's the thing that kind of ticks me off. I'm going to tell you. Back when they first announced digital copies, right, the best thing about them were that it was cheaper than the hard copies, because it took them less to make, the production. Like, you don't need to make a box, you don't need to make a pamphlet, you don't need to make an actual cartridge, and everything that goes in that. So the best buy, obviously, would be, since now they're no longer cheaper, it's the same price, which I think is ridiculous. It's pretty much... it's better to just go for a hard copy, I think, because you're getting more bang for the buck. Now, obviously, if you're going, let me just get this out of the way. Give me 1 second. Obviously, if you want to get some digital copies because you want to be on the go and you don't want to have to carry, I mean, look at this. Definitely check on my channel for this battery pack. You could store 2 games in there also, and on the case, I'm going to be showing you a bunch of cases as well. You'll see that you could store a lot of games, yes, but sometimes it is cool just to take something like this and just have the games already on it, and it's convenient because you could just jump from one game to the other, not have to pluck out a card every single time. But the thing is, I'm going to tell you, let's say you want to sell this system. Let's say they come out with a Switch Part 2, okay, down the line, which I'm sure they are, since it's obviously doing really well. Now, the thing is with Nintendo, what I like about them is, like, you see, they're still on the Nintendo, the Game Boy lasted for, like, forever. Like, I forgot, I think it was 11 years, 8 years, 11 years, something like that. And then you have other, things like, what is it, the Nintendo, Game Boy Advance it went to, and then you have the 3DS, which I have, and then you have the 3DS, the 2DS, the 3DS, and you could still kind of play games with each other. They're backwards compatible, but they keep on going, and now the 3DS have so many evolutions, and it keeps on going, the 3DS, even in the new ones, that you could play the same game. So, I mean, maybe there isn't going to be a part 2. Maybe it's just going to be a better version of the Nintendo Switch, which I'm sure they might do, especially with internal memory. That's why they made it a plug-and-play, that you could actually remove the memory and put in a bigger one, if you want to, which I will do a video once they release that. I'll put more internal memory, but I got, external memory for now. So, I mean, I don't really need to do it, but it's so easy to do. But let's say they came out with a part 2, and you want to sell this system. It has digital rights management. Now, you can't give them your account, because then they could buy a bunch of stuff on your account. I mean, also, you'll have to make another account, and who would want to buy something with my account? Like, they want to make their own account and their own achievements. So the thing is, you won't be able to market them on the internet, like on eBay or whatever, and then get yourself, your new Nintendo Switch with the new games, for example. Now, obviously, you'll be able to sell the Nintendo Switch, but it'll be like stock. You won't be able to sell them a whole package with the games and so on and so forth. Or, as everybody knows on eBay, it's better to sell them separate, and you'll make more money that way. The unfortunate part is you cannot sell your copy, and it just won't work. And that's why I think they should charge cheaper, much cheaper, than the physical copy. But unfortunately, they saw the convenience in it and said, well, you know what, we'll charge the same price. I think what they should do is that if you buy the actual copy, you should be able to, and I think Nintendo, because they're pioneers for a lot of things, especially for like, they don't really go too much. Well, now they're starting to, which I'm hoping they won't. But, loot boxes and stuff like that, it's not there anymore. I mean, it's not there. But I know they don't have, like, Ultimate Edition and whatever. Now they're starting to have those, and it kind of pisses me off, to be honest with you. But that's the whole thing about it. I just think that it's much better to buy the physical copy if you can. Games like this, for example, it's garbage, but even if it was good, they go down in value so much, so maybe it is better to buy it on a digital. I kind of regret buying this altogether, but if I were to buy it again, I would wait till it's cheaper, and then I would buy the digital copy of it, because these tend to go down. But games like Mario, Odyssey, games like Donkey Kong that's coming, and all this other stuff, you want to be able to have the physical copies of those games. And I just think it's worth it more. Now, the negative part of owning a digital copy is what happens if it breaks. You're not going to have any type of, unless you have insurance or whatever. Let's say you you lost it. What are you going to do? What are you going to do afterwards? You're screwed. You're going to have to buy another game. Where on the digital copies, you pretty much have it as long as your account is there. You're going to be, all you're going to lose, unfortunately, is you're going to lose the saves until they figure out. I think it's in talks now to put it on cloud or whatever. But saves are saves. It's going to work the same either way. But the thing is, that's the negative part of owning an actual physical copy, is the fact that what if it gets lost? What if it gets broken? What if, anything, and you don't have insurance? You're screwed. You got to buy this game again. So they both have their ups and downs. I just think that they should do it. And it's weird because the PlayStation Vita, when it first came out, some of the games you were able to take them from physical copy to digital and put it on your memory, and that was freaking awesome. And I think that's what Nintendo, especially them being pioneers and all, what I believe they should do is they should take these, like if you own a physical copy, they should have a way that you can actually transfer it all into the into digital. Now, obviously, then you open it up for hacking and whatever. But as you saw, PlayStation Vita, they managed to get hacking for the most part out. I mean, other than emulators and whatever, but it was extremely hard to run games on it illegally. So I think there is always a way. I just think that they're looking at the marketability, if that's even a word, for the system. And that's, I think, what they're doing is they're saying, well, we're going to have people who are going to want the convenience, and people who are going to want the actual collection. The collectors, will like the actual physical copy. So let's just sell them at the same price. But in reality, you guys are getting screwed, because if you don't have something that, you're not getting the best bang for your buck. Now, it depends how you look at it. Some people could say, well, I don't want anything physical, so to me it's worth a lot that I have that convenience. And that's fine. Everybody, whatever floats your boat. And that's totally fine, But the thing is, it costs them less to make that. And believe it or not, cartridges are expensive. In fact, right now, these people like 2K, or even, even if EA decides to come, which I hope they don't because that's such a crappy company, but even if they decide to jump on board to the Nintendo Switch, they're already opting to get 16 gig cards or 32 gig cards, but they don't want to, between them, a lot of them are playing safe and going with the 16 gig cards. And then you saw like this game, they're doing 50% or even 30% on your on the cartridge itself, and everything else is going to be on the storage. So already you have that half and half. Why not just be able to let you put everything in there? I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. But that's the thing. That's what they're playing now. So it's like, it's not even the game is not even completed, because you're going to need to download it from somewhere and put it on digital. So it's a little bit different. Either way, you're going to need, if let's say Nintendo right now ran out of business, I'm not sure how it would be able to, I mean, it's going to install it because it's a compressed file, maybe, or unless it's taking it from the internet, which to me, that's what it looked like, because it was getting the info from the internet. So you're kind of screwed if Nintendo, let's say, one day goes out of business or something like that. So either way, you're screwed, but at least with the cartridge, you have something that is of value somewhat. Let me shut this off. Something that is of value. You know, the cartridge, the collector's item, you can resell it on eBay if, let's say, Part 2 comes out of the Nintendo Switch. You could sell the Nintendo Switch and sell the games. So in a video game world or electronic world, you know, in the electronic world, every day there's something new. You understand? So if they come out with a better Switch, or, you know, like a Part 2 to the Switch or whatever, it's good to sell the games and everything separate. And then you could actually purchase your new system instead of saying, no, I could only sell the system itself and all the hundreds of dollars, especially like on the PlayStation Vita. What happened when I bought most of the games for the PSP, in order to bring them to the Vita, it was such a scam that you had to repurchase the games, which is ridiculous. And I couldn't sell the games because I had most of my games on digital. And I learned my lesson from that. And that's what I'm trying to teach most of the people out here, because I know it is a convenience, but at the same time, you know, everything in the electronic world is moving extremely fast. So when they do come out with a Part 2, if and when they do, but I'm sure they will, you're not going to be able to market these games. You're not going to be able to sell them at all, because they're going to be digital, and you're going to say, crap, all of these games that I could have had on the new system right now, I can't get right now because I can only sell this, and what am I going to do with the rest of the games? I just have to chuck it out, and it doesn't mean anything to me. And that, I think that's the worst thing about digital games. That's just my take on it. Let me know what you guys think down below. I'm definitely curious. Always open-minded to hearing new things. Like I said, I was the digital man on the PlayStation Vita, and I hated it because when I had to, you know, sell it, I end up not selling my Vita because I was like, I'm not going to get the money I want for it. You understand? That's why I kept it, even though Sony completely scammed all of their followers by doing that. This is why I hate Sony. I'll never trust them again. But you know, it's funny I said that, and I have a PlayStation 4. But that's the thing. You know, that's the reality of it. Because they screwed me over, and they screwed a lot of people over, especially when they're marketing digital things, and everybody thought that was the console on the go, and it really wasn't. It was still crapped versions. It's not like the Nintendo Switch that we're finally there. But that's the negative part, I think, of the downloaded content, is the fact that you can't resell it. You can't, because it's just not going to work. Now, I know some people say, well, you could give them the code, but it's not. Based on the digital rights management, I think it's once it's registered, because I tried to give the code to one of my friends. You know, I didn't want the game anymore, so I wanted to give it to him, which, believe it or not, was this game. Because obviously I said I'm keeping it for the sake of reviews. I'm not going to be selling it. So I wanted him to have it, and then if a patch comes out, I could use his, you know, Switch. But it doesn't work. Once it's registered, for some reason, it's registered. So you can't sell these games at all. And I don't think anybody would want it based on the achievements and everything. They want to have their own stuff on it. So I don't know. It's just not marketable. You can't sell it. And you're going to end up, you know, being really depressed. Right now, it might be a convenience. But later on, you're going to regret it. Because that's what I think. I mean, this is my take on it, my opinion. And I respect everybody for their opinions. I hope you could respect me for mine. But that's what I think about digital. It's just not worth it. It's not the biggest bang for your buck. Now, do I have digital games? Yeah, I mean, this Switch right here came with digital Mario Odyssey. I wish I had the real Odyssey. I'm probably going to get it just so I can collect it. But I have some digital games on it. Like Resident Evil, as I showed you, Revelations 1 and 2 came digital. I have the Sonic game digital. So I do have some games on there that are digital, unfortunately, but it was because of my laziness. I didn't want to go out there, and I wanted to do a review for you guys right away, like this one. I'm glad when it came, I released, because I pre-ordered it, and I pre-ordered all those games. I was glad that it came to me at the right time, that I reached most of you guys, but until this was shipped to me, some people, you know, a lot of people did buy the game, and I feel like it's my fault that if I would have just, you know, bought the digital copy and not pre-ordered this junk, I would have released it early and maybe saved a few more people from buying this pile of crap, pile of poop. So that's, you know, that's my take on it. So that's why I did some of the games on digital. But if I were to let's say it was going to be available on first day and everything, I would just get the physical copy. Now that's what I'm doing for the most part, is just buying the physical copies. And that's my take on it. I mean, let me know what you guys think down below, definitely. And as always, definitely, if you want to help me out, I don't do Patreon services. I don't do any of that. If you guys want to help me out and help the channel grow, it's all about honesty here. I don't like being funded by anyone, because like that, I don't owe them anything. As I told you, people are speeding up footages. People are giving you fake crap. All my channel is about is truth. So if you guys want to help me out, like the video, because as you see, a lot of haters out there, they dislike my videos. So like the video, hit the bell button, and definitely subscribe. That would help me out a freaking ton, and being able to get more games and more stuff, and giving you honest reviews. Like I said, most of the extra money that I have lying around when I work is to charity. And when I opened this channel, I was just so fed up, because as a kid growing up, as I told you, I was listening to all this garbage and would buy the games and be completely dismayed, and then couldn't believe that the reviewers were giving it, 5 stars out of 5, and it was crap, or 4 stars out of 5 when it should have deserved like 1 or even -5 stars. So this is why I made this channel. It's basically about not just games, but you see, I do all kinds of stuff. So definitely help me out. Subscribe to the channel. Let your friends know. As always, I always give honest reviews. So any one of my game videos, be sure to watch them and not listen to the fanboys. Anybody that gets paid by the companies to review their games. Listen to the people out there that are buying these games and are giving you honest reviews. I think that's the major thing. I think that's what people need to do. And you guys will get, it's not just me, but there are some people on YouTube. Give them the support, because you need to get these people to get out real reviews and all that stuff, so we don't get duped into buying garbage like this one. And like I said, by the time they release a patch for this, the price will go down. Like I said it in the first one, already the price dropped down on this thing, and you're going to see it drop even more by the time they release a patch. So definitely just let me know what you guys think. Have a good one, y'all. Take care. Bye-bye.